Welcome to Winging It. We are looking at another deck upgrade video. This is the deck upgrade for Taboo, Preston, and Diana, In Between the Wages of Sin, and for the greater good. So they have 4 XP to spend, having banished 2 of the heretics, which was a nice result. Got a little bit lucky with where those heretics kind of laid out. So anyway, I've noticed that I do have a problem with this Diana deck, and she is just not able to get resources in play enough. I'm always behind the curve. It's hard for me to get 6th Sense for her to be able to pick up clues and keep 45s out and full of ammo and the marksmanship, and it's just too expensive. Even with her cancels replacing themselves, I'm just never able to get her as effective as I want. And I think the last time I played her, I was playing her with my wife playing Carolyn, who was giving me lots of money because of healing her horror. So that made the economy issues not really apparent with how I was playing this deck. And this is a similar deck. So because of that, I have gone ahead and picked up 2 Ever Vigilance that for 2 XP that I will be replacing my Let Me Handle This with. So that is, I really like Let Me Handle This with her. She's the protector, and I wanted her to be able to protect Preston. However, Preston is becoming a little more self-sufficient. He's got some fighty options. He has the bow, and he can evade. So I feel like he has less of a need of being able to, for her to do that. And it's more important for her to be able to get her assets in play. These are all of her assets across the top here. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 assets, and there's duplicates of lots of those cards. So Ever Vigilant, can certainly be very, very important for getting those in. Save me a lot of action, save me a lot of resources. And she can't take Stick to the Plan, which is kind of the guardian way of, buy Stick to the Plan, buy Ever Vigilant, stick it on there, and you're ready, turn 1. She can't do that, but with 2 in the deck, there's a good chance that it'll come up. And having 2 Intellect Icons, lets her investigate it to 5 if I don't have any other use for it. So that's kind of there to solve that problem, and hopefully I'll feel less pressured in the future. So this is kind of the end of my boosting phase for Diana. After this, I'm going to be spending more XP on luxury items. So I'm spending my other 2 XP here on another copy of Physical Training, which is a good target for Well Prepared, which I had Well Prepared and I couldn't even play it. I had 2 of them and I couldn't even play it, and that's one of the reasons that I feel like the economy sting, really, really hurt me. And I'm kind of regretting the upgrade path, but maybe I'll find that with the Ever Vigilant it'll fix it. But anyway, so now I have the Physical Training, which is a good target for that. It will replace the Steadfast, which is kind of just a natural upgrade path to go from Steadfast to Physical Training. It kind of works like a Steadfast, except it's one that you can play and then use for resources to boost it. Again, I don't expect to spend a lot of resources on Physical Training. Being able to spend 1 or 2 here or there to just kind of top me off to get me up to that 3 if I need it, or whatever is pretty good. So anyway, I do have finally my 2 XP from Arcane Research, and this is very clear. Diana upgrade is to get the level 2 Ward of Protection so that she can cancel treacheries for Preston. So that is that's there. This is her new deck, and after this, my plan will be more of the luxury upgrades, and I would love to get a Deny Existence level 5. In her deck, which I will need to get 3 XP from the next scenario to do. So hopefully, that'll be something that I can do. So now let's check out Preston. All right, now we're looking at Preston, and he's actually pretty well set up to where I want him to be. I'm not so sure about scavenging. I didn't really get a chance to see it work. If I'd had it out, it would have been nice to recur his flashlight, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure Plucky needs as much protection as I thought it would. It turns out that I really just haven't been taking enough horror for it to be in threat, which is surprising, but we'll see how it goes. This is the first time with this build, and I'm just kind of winging it and seeing how it goes. So we just got the new pack. There are some cards in it that just made me very excited, and I could immediately see plugging them into this deck. I have 4 XP to spend. One card that I saw in this new pack that I just immediately want to stick into my Preston deck was this Another Day, Another Dollar, which is a permanent and just gives me +2 resources right from the beginning. I feel like that helps his setup turn. We've got a lot of expensive things to play. If we get what we want, which is like a Well-Connected and a Leo and a Lola, I mean, that's, just tons of stuff to play. And so having an 2 extra resources at the beginning, I think is just good. So we're just going to put this other permanent up here. Yeah, and that's going to be another permanent for him. Just gives him just 2 extra resources. So we have 1 more XP to spend, and it hasn't been a priority, but with 1 XP to spend, what do I put it on? I decided to go ahead and get an upgraded Leo. Maybe if I have another one, I can, get another upgraded Leo. But again, just in the idea of, you say, what's a resource to Preston? Well, it's just 1 more resource that, we don't have to, that we can, bank and spend later or, whatever. So go ahead and make that upgrade. Now, the other card that that I'm kind of excited about, well, I don't know if I'm excited about it, but I think it's very helpful in this next scenario that's coming up, is Small Favor. And so I wanted to grab 2 of these. This will just let me do testless damage to do an attack on aloof enemies or enemies, that are engaged with me. So I feel like that's going to be good in the greater good coming up. So I wanted 2 of these in. I had originally planned to get the upgraded sneak attack, but I couldn't do that and Another Day, Another Dollar. So I decided to take out my non-upgraded sneak attack and my coup de grace and stick in 2 Small Favors, which I think will handle that, nicely. That kind of they're in the same space, and it's going to give me a nice way to handle some of these aloof cultists. Maybe I can get the doom off of them, and go ahead and just take them out, so they don't keep accruing doom. So anyway, we'll see. I think it's a little bit easier to use Small Favor than as coup de grace, and if I need to do 2 damage, take out a cultist, I can, or 1 damage, or if they need to be a couple locations away. I just feel like the flexibility will be very useful. I don't know that I'm going to keep that in the deck long term, but that's why we're adaptable and in. So anyway, that's Preston and Diana, and we'll see you in For the Greater Good.